Today, the Chicago Maroons will be journeying out to sunny California to end their 2-week basketball layoff for a 2-game stint in the Golden State. First up, they'll face on the road the Pomona-Pitzer Sagehens, led by one of the most decorated coaches in all of college basketball. They will have their hands full with number 5 for the Sagehens, Joe Cookson, who this year is averaging 21.5 points a game. They will need to be at their best to stop Cookson from, cooking them. Maroons looking to improve to 7-2 for the second straight year, while the Sagehens are only at 4-4. The Sagehens have not lost more than 7 games in a season since 2007 under the leadership of head coach Charles Katsiafakis. Meanwhile, the Maroons haven't lost less than that many games since 2017. So, it's a battle of two teams that are going in somewhat different directions with somewhat different histories between Pomona-Pitzer and Chicago. We're about a minute away from warm-up time ending. We will get into national anthem after that, and then some starting lineups, and then we'll play some basketball. Feels like a long time ago because it was 2 weeks ago, the last time Chicago took the floor. Noah Pitt got 16 points in that game, filling in for Jackson Pietrowski. We'll see firsthand if Pietrowski is able to play, and secondly, who's starting, because it's pretty hard to make an argument that Pietrowski shouldn't be, that Noah Pitt needs to be kept out of that starting rotation after the performance he put on against Wheaton. So we will see what happens there. Looks like we do have Pietrowski suited up on the Chicago bench. That's a good sign for him. We'll see who is the starter as the warm-up timer reaches 0, and we are about ready to play some basketball. I'm going to quickly look up what a Sagehen is while I still have time, because I personally am interested. Sagehen is also known as the greater sage grouse. It is the largest grouse in North America. This is not a biology stream by any means, but I found it curious. Pomona-Pitzer are located in Claremont, California. Those who follow the Chicago football team and or D3 sports in general may recognize Claremont Mud Scripps as a union of 3 colleges' athletic programs. Pomona-Pitzer is also like that. They're a union of Pomona College and Pitzer College, and the players they roster are from both of those schools. And yet, their roster is smaller than your average D3 roster, only 15 players. Well, that is the size of a Division I roster. D3 roster, we've seen have up to like 24 players with Wheaton. Chicago themselves rosters are about 18 or 19. So it's a smaller than average roster between these coalition colleges. Pomona-Pitzer averages 74.6 points per game this year. Chicago 75.6. Pomona-Pitzer giving up about 4 more points than the Maroons are as well. So only a third of the way through the season, Chicago has 4 more non-conference games, including this one. Then they get into the heart of UAA play. UAA is not going to be very easy. They have the top 2 teams in the country, New York University, who's about number 8, and Carnegie Mellon, who's also ranked. So it'll be tough for once you get into that conference slate. You have to put up as many wins as you can outside of it so that you have a chance of making the tournament even as the Big team. The starters for the Maroons: Joe Barry, a 6'1 junior guard from Topeka, Kansas. Amon Kanai, 6'5 junior guard from Atlanta, Georgia. Thomas Karowski, a 6'4 senior guard from Niles, Michigan. Daniel Cochran, a 6'7 freshman forward from Brentwood, Tennessee. And Jackson Pietrowski, a 6'6 senior forward from Newton Square, Pennsylvania. All but Piotrowski have started every single game the Maroons have played this year. Piotrowski's started 7 of 8. Now for the starting 5 for the Pomona-Pitzer Sagehens, who contain out of the Southern California Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, where last year they lost in the tournament semifinals to Claremont Mudd Scripps after going 19-7. For the Sagehens, Joe Cookson, a 6'6 senior guard from Mercer Island, Washington. Sam Lind, a 6'3 freshman guard from Heber City, Utah. Peyton Malarkey, a 5'10 senior guard from Novata, California. Novata, not Nevada. Ty Bergman, a 6'7 senior forward from Denver, Colorado. And Pete Boyle, a 6'8 senior forward from Boulder, California. Like the Maroons, all but one player have started every game for Pomona. It's this pitch of the season. Sam Lind has started 7 of 8. So the starting 5 for each team: Barry, Kanaa, Kurowski, Cochran, Piotrowski for U Chicago, Cookson, Lind, Malarkey, Bergman, and Boyle for Pomona-Pitzer. Ready to get underway with Ty Bergman stepping into the center circle, facing off against Daniel Cochran. Both players, 6'7". As we're ready to get underway, tip in the air and controlled by Pomona-Pitzer, and it goes to Pete Boyle, who hands it behind his back to Peyton Malarkey. Malarkey will walk up floor, pass it left side to Lind, and Lind throws to the middle of the circle, Malarkey. Malarkey kicks it back over, and the ball goes to Windle on the left flank, driving inside Lind. Steps back Lind, and he turned it over. He traveled. As Sam Lind gives the ball back to the Maroons to start the game, so a good defensive possession to start. Piotrowski inbounds to Joe Barry for the Maroons on their first possession of the game here in Claremont. Barry dribbling. Barry tosses left side. Cochran, 19 in the shot clock. Barry holding at center circle, 15 in the shot clock. Joe Barry now dribbling right side. Tosses right side. Kanaa looks for an outlet. Goes back to Barry around the horn. Kurowski. Kurowski drives inside. Fakes a 2-point shot. Now goes to Piotrowski inside. Piotrowski into a double team. Throws it away. Out of bounds. Ball to Pomona-Pitzer. As I'm not sure who he was going to there, but Piotrowski needed to get an outlet pass with the shot clock winding down. Joe Cookson inbounds from Pomona-Pitzer, goes to Peyton Malarkey at the top of the key. Malarkey guarded by Joe Barry. Throws right side Pete Boyle, and Boyle looks for an inside pass. Now tosses middle of the court. Joe Cookson driving inside Cookson against Kurowski. Loses it, gets it back. Cookson, and kicks it out. Now it goes around the horn, and it ends up in the hands of Cookson again. Cookson driving inside on Kurowski. Steps back. Cookson is bumped and fouled. Looks like it'll go against Jackson Piotrowski. And that is his first. So the inbound pass is looking at Boyle. He feeds top of the key to Sam Lind. Feeds it back to Cookson. Cookson wants to drive inside now. Steps back on Kurowski. Goes inside Cookson. Cookson fighting through contact. No good. Rebound taken away by Cochran of U Chicago. And given up to Kurowski. Now other end. A 3-ball is launched. And off the high iron. It eventually goes in. Amon Kanaa has the first point of the day. 3 for Kanaa. 3-zip Maroons leading. Other end, it is Peyton Malarkey, and Malarkey drives left side on Piotrowski. Malarkey still holding, throws it over to Cookson. Joe Cookson looking for a feed, and now goes over to Pete Boyle. Boyle fakes a 3, now drives inside Pete Boyle, kicks it out Cookson. Cookson launches a 3 over Kurowski's head and buries it. 3 for Joe Cookson. And 2 minutes into the game, we're tied at 3 here in Claremont. Joe Barry walks it the other way for U Chicago. And bounce passes it left side to Thomas Kurowski. Ross to center circle, right wing now Barry. Barry wants to drive, steps back, kicks it over Cochran, fakes a 3. Now goes inside Cochran and loses the ball out of bounds. Ball goes to Pomona-Pitzer. As he was guarded by Pete Boyle and coughed the ball up, Daniel Cochran did. Giving it back to the Sagehens to get the game tied at 3. Inbounds pass goes to Malarkey, back to Goodson and Joe Cookson. Cookson feeds it inside. It goes to Bergman, back to Cookson. Cookson, and it's poked out of bounds before it could reach Bergman, as it was poked away by Daniel Cochran with 16 in the shot clock. And the ball will remain with the Sagehens. Cookson, the inbounder, looks to lob it up. Cookson holding, still holding, and now releases, and it goes to Lind on the left end. Lind fires center circle back over to Malarkey. Malarkey throws left side, fake and a three fake by Bergman. He's driving inside on Cochran. Bergman, count it. Ty Bergman with 2, 5-3 Sagehens leading. Other end, Joe Barry walks left. Joe Barry passes top of the key. Amon Kana now throws right wing Karowski. Karowski dribbles the center circle, gives it back to Kana. He launches another 3. Kana buries it. Amon Kana with 6 to start off this game. And it's 6-5 Maroons leading. Other way is Pete Boyle. Tosses other way. Sam Lind. Lind holding against Kana. Fakes a couple threes. Now gives it right wing Ty Bergman. Bergman dribbling center circle. Now goes to Pete Boyle. Boyle launches a 3. Pete Boyle in and out. Rebound taken away by Pietrowski of Chicago. Make that Cochran. Now goes to Karowski on the left wing of the backcourt. Other end goes to Pietrowski. Now right side Kana. Kana gets a screen from Pietrowski. Launches a deep 3, and it's no good. Rebound is slapped around and taken away by Peyton Malarkey of Pomona-Pitzer. Malarkey driving left side on Cochran. Peyton Malarkey into the paint. Malarkey steps back 10-footer, no good, in and out. Rebound taken away by Cochran of Chicago. It feeds Kana right side, dribbling up the other way. Now goes Barry left wing. And they'll slow it down. Ball is given up to Cochran at the top of the key. Hands it behind his back, Karowski. Karowski moving towards the center circle line, dribbling, feeds to Pietrowski, puts it up and good, and a foul. Jackson Pietrowski, welcome back. He's got 2. The foul on Pete Boyle of Pomona-Pitzer, and we got a timeout called by, that's just going to be a media timeout. With 15:50 to play, Pietrowski gives the Maroons an 8-5 lead. This is Chicago basketball on Graham Sportscasting Channel. Out of the timeout, Pietrowski shoots the free throw and makes it, giving him his 3rd point. 9 for 15 on the year free throws, Jackson Pietrowski. 9-5 Maroons leading, 15:50 to go, first quarter. Inbound goes to Cookson. And we will see Bondal, Pitt, and Lawrence all enter for Chicago. Samir O'Brien now in the game for Pomona-Pitzer. He dribbles left wing, gives it up to Cookson. Cookson stepping back on Karowski, driving inside Cookson, puts up a hook shot that Karowski blocks, and the ball rebound goes to Noah Pitt of Chicago. Great block there by Karowski. Lawrence gets it on the other end, driving inside, kicks it behind his back, Kana. And Kana feeds Pitt right side, goes to Karowski, and Pitt gives him a screen. Karowski eventually takes it, launches a deep 3. Karowski, too strong, and Cookson grabs the rebound, but a foul called by Arish Bondal under the basket. First on Bondal, second on Chicago. With 15:15 to go, as now Sam Lind exits. Other way, we have Joe Cookson walking up and throws left end. Number 14, Avdilovich, drives inside on Pitt. Avdilovich high off the backboard, no good. Rebound fought for, claimed by Kana of Chicago, who grabs it and takes it past center circle. Kana throws right side, Arish Bondal. Now over to Lawrence, gets a screen, back to Bondal. Bondal launches a deep 3 and misses. Rebound taken away after a long roll by Pomona-Pitzer. Running up the other end is O'Brien. O'Brien feeds left side. It goes to the corner, and Bergman drives inside on Bondal. Bergman kick out Cookson. Feeds O'Brien right side. Throws left side now. Bergman fakes a 3, drives inside, kicked out. Now an actual 3 put up and missed. In and out. Rebound taken away by Kana of Chicago. Other end is Lawrence. Lawrence goes to Pitt, top of the key. Throws right side, Kana. Kana throws back to Kurowski. And Kurowski motions men around. 16 in the shot clock. Throws left side to Philip Lawrence. He drives inside. Lawrence kicks out Kana. Kana with a 20-foot shot and can't get it to go. Rebound taken away by Avdilovic of Pomona-Pitzer. Maroons 9, Sagehens 5. Other way is Joe Cookson. Cookson wants to drive inside. He's got a lane to the basket, and he's contacted by Arish Bondal. It's blocked, but then Bergman gets it on the other end, launches a deep three, and misses. Kurowski collects the rebound for U Chicago. Kurowski drives up left, launches a three from the top of the key, and misses the shot. Rebound taken away by O'Brien of Pomona-Pitzer. O'Brien feeds up top, and it's taken away by Noah Pitt. We're trying to get it to Avdilovic, and the ball's back to U Chicago. Philip Lawrence racing it up left end. Lawrence driving inside on the right. Lawrence in trouble. Lawrence got to find something. Lawrence kicks out Noah Pitt. 15 on the shot clock. Pitt inside. Kicks over Lawrence right wing. Lawrence steps back and now gives it to Kurowski. Kana gets the feed. Inside to Bondal. Bondal. Hook shot over Bergman. No good. Bondal cannot collect the rebound. It goes to Bergman of Pomona-Pitzer. 13 to play first half. 9-5 Maroons leading. Cookson walks it the other way. Wants to take a shot and fakes a three and now goes to number 12, Matthew Diekman. Diekman throws left side. Now it goes to Cookson back. Cookman from 17 feet, and he can't get it to go. Pitt claims the rebound for U Chicago. And gives it to Lawrence to man point. Lawrence on the left wing gives it behind his back to Amon Kana. Kana back to Lawrence, and Lawrence isolated against Bergman. Now feeds Kurowski. Kurowski corner three, no good. Rebound tip, Pitt, no good. Pitt fighting for it, claims the rebound, kicks it out, and Kana gets the ball. Dribbles inside, gives it up Bondal on the other end. Kurowski shoots another three behind him and misses. Pitt gets the rebound and puts it back in. Noah Pitt. And wow, what an effort play there from Noah Pitt, as he just could not give up on the play and got the Maroons 2 points at 11-5. Other end, Avdilovic gets the ball from O'Brien, passes left side. Now to Diekman. Diekman feeds back there O'Brien. O'Brien 16 in the shot clock. O'Brien holding. Now O'Brien steps back against Lawrence. Feeds right side Avdilovic. Avdilovic wants to give it up to Cookson and does. Cookson against Kurowski. Shot clock running down. Cookson has it poked away from him. And Cookson recovers, but the shot clock runs out regardless. And the ball goes to the Maroons. Media timeout call with 11:43 to play in the first half. Only score of that entire sequence was the free throw by Piotrowski and the putback by Noah Pitt. Maroons 11, Sagehens 5. This is U Chicago Basketball on Graham Sportscasting Channel. Arish Bondal, the tallest player on either squad tonight, at 6'9", has already collected a foul, unfortunately, but Chicago got other tall guys. Noah Pitt, 6'7", Daniel Cochran, 6'7", and Piotrowski, 6'6". Have all played minutes already. Out of the timeout, Luke Smith, 6'9", Noah Pitt, Dom Martinelli, Philip Lawrence, and Joe Barry. For Pomona-Pitzer, it is Avdilovic, Malarkey, Diekman, Boyle, and Sam Lynn. So no Joe Cookson right now. A lot of the shooting power from this Sagehen team is gone. Lawrence feeds right side to Martinelli to start off the offensive possession. Feeds other way, Barry. Launches an open three, Joe Barry. It's too short. Smith claims the offensive board for U Chicago. Has the ball tipped, but Barry still recovers it, and then has it swatted out of bounds by Pete Boyle. But they're going to get a foul. Let's see. No foul. Okay. No foul. Lawrence inbounding with a shot clock of 16. Feeds up top. It goes to Barry. Barry feeds the other way. Lawrence back over to Smith. Lawrence now with the ball. 10 on the shot clock. Philip Lawrence. Got to do something with it. Lawrence Now moves right, feeds inside, and it goes to Smith, who's under the basket, and gets fouled by Pete Boyle. Make that, let's see. They get it on Sam Lind, his first. Luke Smith, 2 free throws coming to extend this 11-5 lead. The first shot is good. First point of the day for Luke Smith, who averages 5.6 a game this year. One more coming to make it an 8-point game for the 8-point lead for the Maroons. Second shot is no good. It rolls in and out. Rebound taken away by Abdulovic of Pomona-Pitzer. They rush it up court. Ball goes back to Abdulovic at the top of the key. Feeds left side to Bergman. Bergman rushes inside through contact. No good. And Smith collects the rebound for Chicago. Philip Lawrence gets the feed on the other end. Lawrence against Malarkey, and now the ball goes left wing, Joe Barry. Barry gets some space, now drives inside Joe Barry, puts up a layup, and it's no good while being fouled by Matthew Diekman on the drive to the basket. We'll see if they got a floor foul. It's kind of debatable here. It's the third foul on Pomona-Pitzer, first on Diekman, and it will be some free throws coming for Joe Barry. No, it's going to be an inbound. Barry was standing at the exact spot you would take free throws from, but instead Lawrence is going to inbound, tosses it all the way up there, and it's Piotrowski, who came in for Pitt just this possession. And the pass goes from Lawrence too wide, and it goes from Pomona-Pitzer. He was trying to feed Dom Martinelli with Matthew Diekman getting a hand in there. The score remains 12-5. Bergman inbounds it. It goes to Malarkey. Peyton Malarkey, guarded by Lawrence, will man some point. And Malarkey throws left side. It goes back to Malarkey after a quick toss from Lind. Malarkey with a lane to the basket, kicks it out Lind, feeds to the corner, and a 3-ball put up and buried by Matthew Diekman for his first 3 of the night. 12-8 Maroon lead. Lawrence takes it the other way. Philip Lawrence crosses the center circle and throws left side to Joe Barry. Barry dribbles below the wing himself and now throws right side to Lawrence, back over to Smith at the top of the key. Smith tosses left side Martinelli, who wants to test the paint. Martinelli at the top of the key himself. Feeds Barry left side. Barry with the layup. Through contact, no good. Smith collects the rebound and gets it back in. Luke Smith, who has 3. 14-8. Maroons in front. First half is half over. Other end, it is taken up court by Malarkey. Malarkey into a double team. Now gets out of it. Boyle launches a 3 and misses too short. Rebound tipped out of bounds and saved by Lawrence of Chicago. And an easy feed to Martinelli on the other end for a lay-in on the fast break. Dom Martinelli with 2. 16-8 Maroons in front. And walking up the other way is Lind. Goes to Malarkey and now to Boyle. And it goes back over to Malarkey. Peyton Malarkey throws to Boyle. Boyle looking for a lob and now just tests inside against Piotrowski. Kicks it over Malarkey. Switches on to Piotrowski. Malarkey driving inside Peyton Malarkey and is kicked out. Tries to feed inside to Boyle and does. And Boyle with the reverse layup and gets it to go. Pete Boyle with his first 2 of the game. 16-10 the score. Under 9 to play first half. Lawrence takes it up the other way and feeds right side to Martinelli. Dom Martinelli goes back to Lawrence. Lawrence wants to try inside. Now goes out there to Smith, who launches a deep 3. Smith and misses the shot. Rebound taken away by Boyle of Pomona-Pitzer. Other end, it's Malarkey holding ball. Malarkey looks for a right side feed. It goes to Diekman. Diekman inside. Matthew Diekman steps back from the free throw line and doesn't get it to go. Smith collects the rebound for Chicago, who leads 16-10 and have ball. Lawrence takes it the other way. Philip Lawrence driving the paint, kicks it over Smith. He fakes a 3 and now drives inside at the free throw line. Goes to Martinelli. Dom Martinelli is bumped. No foul. Martinelli fighting toward the basket. Hook shot. Got it. Dom Martinelli with 4 for the transfer from St. Thomas. 8 to play. 18-10 Maroons in front. Other end, Malarkey tries to feed the other end. It's a wide open 3 for Diekman, and he makes it. Matthew Diekman with 6. 18-13 Maroons now in front. Diekman leads all scorers with 6. Lawrence throws left wing. Goes to Barry. And Joe Barry looks now right and feeds it back to Lawrence. Lawrence on the right wing. 14 in the shot clock. Lawrence back to Smith at the top of the key. Fake to three, Luke Smith now feeds back right side. Lawrence, he lobs up a three and misses the shot. And Malarkey tracks it down for Pomona-Pitzer. Feeds inside Diekman all the way to the basket. Diekman, he's got the lay-in on the fast break, and Matthew Diekman has 8. And cuts it to a 3-point game, 18-15. Philip Lawrence goes the other way for U Chicago. Passes right side, Dom Martinelli. And Martinelli feeds it Smith, top of the key. Smith puts up a deep three and buries it, Luke Smith, who has 6, 21-15 Maroons, as he has the answer to Diekman's antics. Boyle at the top of the key, feeds left side. Lind over to Malarkey. Malarkey throws right side now to Ty Bergman. Bergman driving inside. Bergman over Smith. Got it. Ty Bergman with his third and fourth points. 21-17 the score. Lawrence gets the inbound from Piotrowski. Lawrence walking, throws it left side over to Martinelli. Martinelli looking for a pass and goes to Piotrowski on the right end, who gives it behind his back. Lawrence drives the lane. Lawrence spins around and puts up a 16-footer, and it's no good. Rebound taken by Malarkey of Pomona-Pitzer. The feed goes other end to Sam Lind, and Lind kicks it out. Bergman hands it back to Malarkey. Malarkey behind the back pass. Nice move there. And it goes now inside where a running layup is missed by Diekman, but a foul is going to be called against Dom Martinelli. And with 6:08 to play, we'll take our third immediate timeout of the half. 21-17 Maroons in front. 2 free throws coming for Matthew Diekman when we come back. Out of the timeout for U Chicago, we have Amon Kana, Thomas Kurowski, Daniel Cochran, Jackson Piotrowski, and Joe Barry. For Pomona-Pitzer, Matthew Diekman, Ty Bergman, Pete Boyle, Samir O'Brien, and Connor Fitzgerald. So again, Joe Cookson out for an extended period of time. Before that happens, Matthew Diekman will be shooting 2 free throws. The first one is good, giving him 9. His career high is 18, and he's just a freshman. Second shot by Diekman is good, and he has double figures. 21-19 the score. Maroons still leading, but only a slim one, and Piotrowski will inbound to Joe Barry. Barry walks it up the other way and gets past the half-court line, guarded by O'Brien. Throws right side now where Kurowski has it. Right of center circle, gives it up to Kana, fires over to Cochran. Cochran driving inside on Boyle. Cochran looks for the kick out and finds it in the form of Kurowski. Kurowski toward the paint and puts it up through contact and gets it. Thomas Kurowski is on the board with his first 2 of the game. 23-19 the score. Pete Boyle gets the ball top of the key for Pomona-Pitzer. Boyle holding, and still holding, and now gives it to Fitzgerald. Throws right side to O'Brien. O'Brien, motor center circle now. And O'Brien still holding, and now O'Brien looks to feed inside, still holding, and now finally gets rid of it and goes to Cookson. And Cookson throws it away, and it goes to Cochran of U Chicago as he won that rep inside over Bergman. Now Kurowski with the ball in the left corner on the other end, and now fires it back to Kana, back to Kurowski, and back to Kana. Now over to Joe Barry on the right wing. Barry drives inside, puts up a layup through contact, and got it. Joe Barry has his first 2 of the night. 25-19 Maroons in front. Cookson takes it the other way and gives it up to Bergman. Ty Bergman creates some space and now feeds inside to Cookson, and he's got an easy lane to the basket, but before we do, we're going to get a foul called against Amon Kana on the floor. Third team foul on U Chicago with under 5 to play. Maybe the fourth. I'm not sure where the fourth one even came from. Anyways, the inbound pass coming from Cookson. Gets it into Fitzgerald, into a trap Fitzgerald, and dribbles out of it. Other end, Boyle feeds now all the way over back to Cookson. Cookson wants his points back. Cookson drives inside on Kurowski. Cookson through contact. He's fouled, and the shot goes Joe Cookson. And that is about as dominant of a drive inside as you can get by Joe Cookson, who has 5 and can make it 6 at the line here, where this year he is 84.4% shooting. Took a foul on Dom Martin. Only that I haven't recorded? Okay. The shot coming up for Cookson to give him the 6th point is good after a friendly roll. 6 for Joe Cookson, 25-22. The Maroons are in front. And now the other way is Joe Barry, who's guarded by O'Brien. Tosses bounce pass right side Kurowski, who's getting swiped up by Cookson and throws top of the key to Barry. Barry driving inside on O'Brien, kick out Kurowski. Kurowski staring down Cookson and now throws left wing where the ball goes to Barry. Wants to get Cochran inside, instead drives inside himself. Joe Barry under the basket, reverse layup, but he stepped out of bounds before he could put it in. Joe Barry. Noah Pitt helps him up, and they'll say it 27-22. They'll say it didn't count, but we'll take the points off soon. Cookson the other way. And Joe Cookson, now they take the points off. Feeds top of the key, where it goes to Avdilovic, back to Cookson. Cookson against Cochran, pulls up 3 and buries it. Joe Cookson ties this game at 25 with his 7th, 8th, and 9th points. Other end is Joe Barry, dribbling left side, trying to answer this mini run by Cookson. Kurowski from the free throw stripe and can't get it to go. Fitzgerald claims the rebound for Pomona-Pitzer. They do not have numbers, so they'll have to reset. Now goes to Avdilovic behind his back, and Kurowski takes the ball away. Kurowski on the fast break with the one-hand layup. Thomas Kurowski with a steal on the score, giving him 4, 27-25. And we have reached the under 4 media timeout. 3:26 to play. First half, Maroons 27, Sagehens 25. This is U Chicago Basketball on Graham Sportscasting Channel. Out of the media timeout for Pomona-Pitzer, it is O'Brien, Fitzgerald, Avdilovic, Cookson, and Bergman. As the feed inside goes to Cookson. For the Maroons, we have Kurowski, Cochran, Pitts, Barry, and Kana. Bergman gets the feed inside. Cookson has it poked away, but then it goes back to Bergman and he lays it up and in. As an unlucky break for the Maroons had Ty Bergman streak right to the basket and get the lay to tie the game at 27. Joe Barry the other way, passes left side to Kana. Kana finds Cochran top of the key, feeds inside where Barry has it. He drives inside on O'Brien. Joe Barry fighting toward the basket. Barry can't get it to go, and the rebound collected by Fitzgerald of Pomona-Pitzer. Feeds right side, Abdulovich. Now a corner three's launched by Cookson, and he misses it. Rebound taken away by Kurowski, and then it went out of bounds, and ref signaling that it's going to be a foul against Abdulovich. His first and the team's fourth, with 2:40 to go, with the game tied at 27. Noah Pitt the inbound. It goes to Joe Barry, who mans point. Maroons looking to pull away before halftime. Left side throw goes to Amon Kana, and Kana throws right side Barry. Barry dribbling. 15 on the shot clock. Barry feeds right side Kurowski. Launches a three. Kurowski in and out. Rebound tapped around and taken by Pomona-Pitzer's Cookson. Make that Diekman. Diekman now steps back on Kana and throws top of the key. Abdulovich back over to Cookson. Cookson inside feed. Diekman spin around jumper. No good. Rebound taken away by Pitt of Chicago. 2 to play first half. Game tied at 27. Kana gets the feed in the left end and goes back to Pitt. Pitt. And now a foul is going to be called under the basket against Avdilovich. And that is his second. So one more foul for bonus for Chicago. Joe Barry, the inbounder. Barry looks for a late breaking Kana, and he does. Kana feeds inside Noah Pitt from the free throw line. In and out. Rebound taken away by Diekman of Pomona-Pitzer. With a minute to go, Diekman charges into the paint, kicks it out, and it's too strong to get into the hands of Cookson. It's a turnover for Matthew Diekman. Ball to the Maroons. Piotrowski enters. Pitt exits. He will be the inbounder, giving it up to Joe Barry to start this next Maroon possession. Barry mans point. With a minute 45 to go in the first half, game tied at 27. Barry throws left side, Kana. Kana feeds right kick, Kurowski. Back over to Kana. Kana kicks it over Cochran, fakes a three, and now drives inside Cochran. Puts up a layup, no good. Rebound taken away by Pomona-Pitzer, and it is Lind. And Sam Lind still has the ball with under a minute and a half to play. Lind still holds, now throws right side Bergman. Bergman tests Cochran inside and now gives up to Cookson. Tapped around, but Cookson handles it and lays it up and in. Joe Cookson with 11. 29-27, Sagehens have the lead. Barry walks it up court for the Maroons, who are struggling on offense right now. And Barry throws left side Kana and over to Cochran. Back to Kana. Kana got to land in the basket. Step back jumper from 16 feet. Count it. Amon Kana with 8. And the game's tied at 29. 52 seconds to go. Cookson walks it up the other way against Kurowski. Drives the lane. Cookson through contact. No good, but he is fouled. As it was Thomas Kurowski who got a little bit too much of him on the back as Cookson was trying to shoot in a triple team. And that's the second foul and the 6th on Chicago. 45.5 seconds to go. Cookson looks to break the tie right here with 2 shots. And Cookson's first is good, giving him 12 and giving the Sagehens a 30-29 lead. Lawrence enters. Kurowski exits with 2 fouls for the Maroons. And the second free throw coming up for Joe Cookson. Bounces a couple times, shoots, and makes it, giving him 13. 31-29. Sagehens leading. Lawrence walks it up court and stares down Lind. Now the ball goes right side to Joe Barry and throws it over to Kana. Amon Kana still dribbles top of the key and now throws right side Barry. Barry feeds inside Cochran. Cochran wants to test the inside. Cochran spins around, hook shot, too short. Rebound poked around and taken by... It'll go to Pomona-Pitzer with 20.2 to go. They'll actually say there was a foul on Jackson Piotrowski instead. And so he will exit and Noah Pitt will enter. The foul will send Joe Cookson right back to the line for 2 more shots. Or a 1-and-1 rather, but with the way Cookson's been shooting these, wouldn't be surprised if it ends up as 2. Cookson bounces and shoots and scores. 14 for Joe Cookson. Sagehens by 3, pending a second shot for Cookson. Afterwards, the Maroons will have final possession if they want it. Second shot for Cookson is no good, and the rebound taken over by Noah Pitt of U Chicago and given to Lawrence. 16 seconds left. Philip Lawrence, 12 seconds. Lawrence holding on the right wing. Lawrence, 9 seconds. Lawrence high up against Cookman. Lawrence kicks it out, spins around, puts up a hook shot that's partially blocked by Bergman, and then the feed and the shot is no good by O'Brien, and the half comes to an end with the Sagehens leading U Chicago 32-29 here in Claremont. We'll be back with second half action soon on Graham Sportscasting Channel. Welcome back to U Chicago Basketball and Graham Sportscasting Channel, where entering the second half, the Maroons trail by 3, 32-29, on the road against the Pomona-Pitzer Sagehens. Maroons scoring leaders in the first half: Amon Kana with 8, Luke Smith with 6. Rebounds-wise, Noah Pitt with 5, Luke Smith with 4. Maroons only had 4 assists and a total of 12 rebounds in the first half. That's compared to Pomona-Pitzer 16. The Sagehens, no surprise, Joe Cookson, 14 points. More of a surprise, Matthew Diekman, 10 points. Cookman, 4 for 10 shooting, 2 for 4 from beyond the arc, 4 of 8 from the free throw line. Also added 1 rebound, has turned it over once. Stopping him is priority number 1 here in this second half as the Maroons look to reclaim their lead and get their 4th consecutive win. But it'll be an uphill battle here. Cannot take any opponent for granted, and these Sagehens are playing like they want to get back on track with their historical pedigree. Second half will start in about 30 seconds. As to start the half, we have Joe Barry, Thomas Kurowski, Daniel Cochran, Amon Kana, and Jackson Pietrowski for U Chicago. Sagehens have not broken huddle yet. And now they do with Pete Boyle, Joe Cookson, Ty Bergman, Sam Lind, and Peyton Malarkey. As Pietrowski will inbound to Barry to start half number 2. And we're underway. Maroons down by 3 to start this half. 32-29. Joe Barry at the top of the key. Dribbles right side, now goes to Kurowski, who flings it over to Kana on the left side. Kana back over to Kurowski, who has the ball tipped, but then gets it back. Kurowski now fires to Barry. Feeds inside Pietrowski from 10 feet. Floater good. Jackson Pietrowski has 5, and it's 32-31, Pomona-Pitzer. Pomona-Pitzer collapsed somewhat in the second half against Redwood yesterday. Now a 3-ball launched by Lind, and he misses it. Kurowski grabs the rebound for U Chicago. Barry feeds Kurowski left side. Kurowski handing it behind his back. Kana, who's guarded by Lind, now goes to Pietrowski, who hands it behind his back to Barry and takes a screen. Gives it back to Pietrowski. Pietrowski launches a 3 and in and out. Rebound taken away by Sam Lind of Pomona-Pitzer, who leads by a point and has ball. Lind takes it the other direction. Lind on Kana. Throws left side. Malarkey. And Malarkey standing at the top of the key. Passes right side. Ball's not gone to Joe Cookson yet. Malarkey gets the ball, and now they want to get it to Cookson. No, it's Bergman now. Bergman inside and rejected by Cochran. Spinning back around. Hook shot. Bergman. No good. And the rebound collected by Bergman. He gets his own one and kicks it out. Now a 3-ball put up and buried on the kick out by Pete Boyle. His first 3 today. It's 35-31. A minute and a half into the second half. Barry walks it up the other direction. And bounce pass goes right to Kurowski. Kurowski feeds right. Kana now runs left Kana and gives it back up to Kurowski, who fakes a 3, now drives inside. Kurowski under the basket, feeds Cochran. Cochran through contact, no good. Gets his own rebound, kick out, put up 3. Kana, too strong. Rebound taken away by Pete Boyle. Oh, no, he made it. Never mind. What am I saying? Jackson Pietrowski made a 3-pointer. Yes, that is what just happened. Right pass goes to Lind. And Lind now goes top of the key. Cookson, his first touch of the half. Cookson steps back out, rejected by Kurowski. Cookson throws left side. Pete Boyle wants to lob it inside, now goes back out. Malarkey throws back to Bergman, into the corner. Boyle back over to Bergman. 2 on the shot clock. Bergman kick out. Boyle just has to launch. It was a shot clock violation regardless. A good defensive possession for the Maroons. They'll have the ball back down by a point, 35-34. As Lawrence enters, Barry exits. Barry only 2 points today. Lawrence none. It's really been the non-stars that have really shown for the Maroons today to keep them in this one. Pass goes right side, Kurowski. Flings left side, Kana. Kana back to Kurowski. He launches a deep three. Kurowski misses too short. Rebound snatched by Lawrence, who feeds the other direction. Cochran, he fires a three and misses in and out. Cookton grabs the rebound for Pomona-Pitzer. Feeds right side now to Malarkey. Malarkey holding and goes to the right, where Sam Lind holds and goes to the free throw line. 20-footer, no good. Rebound taken away by Kurowski of Chicago. All the way up court in a fast break, and the deep three is no good. Cochran collects the rebound, gets the foul, and the shot goes through for Daniel Cochran. Pete Boyle fouled Cochran on the putback, and it's 36-35 Chicago. Cochran with a chance to make it a three-point play. Second foul on Boyle. First of the half on Pomona-Pitzer. As for the moment, the Maroons have reclaimed their lead. The free throw coming for Cochran, looking for his third point. He gets it. 2-point game, 37-35 Maroons. Boyle inbounds to Malarkey. Malarkey, left side. Malarkey now looks inside, still holding, goes outside to Boyle instead. Pete Boyle holding against Piotrowski, now feeds top of the key Lind. Lind fakes a three, throws left Malarkey. And Malarkey feeds it inside. Boyle, kick out, three ball put up by Bergman and in and out. And Boyle fights for the rebound and gets it. Malarkey launches a three on the kick out, and that's in and out. And Kurowski gets the rim for Chicago. Kurowski running the other way. Kurowski inside. Kurowski slithering toward the basket, no good. And Boyle comes up with a loose change from Pomona-Pitzer. Hands it off Malarkey. Right side, Cookson. Cookson driving toward the basket. He is contacted, and now we're going to get a foul called that will go against Daniel Cochran. 2 shots coming for Cookson. First foul on Cochran. Cookson with a chance to tie this game at 37. As his first shot connects, giving him 15, his first point of the half. As Samir O'Brien enters, replacing Sam Lind, and Joe Barry comes back in for Chicago, replacing Lawrence. Second shot for Cookson is good, and this game is tied at 37. 16 for Joe Cookson. Piotrowski inbounds to Barry. 16 to play in the game, 37-37. Barry throws left side, Kana. And Kana's holding, and still holding. Looking for anybody, Kana. Kana still holding, and now finally gets it out to Kurowski. Kurowski fakes a three, now drives inside. Kurowski under the basket, reverse layup, kipped into the air, and no good. Boyle stashes the rebound for Pomona-Pitzer. Other direction it's O'Brien. Feeds up into the paint. Cookson fighting through contact. No good. Piotrowski gets knocked over, but he's going to get called for the foul himself. And Cookson's headed back to the line after this media timeout. 37-37. The score in Claremont between the Maroons and Sagehens. This is Chicago basketball on Graham Sportscasting Channel. The timeout for Pomona-Pitzer, we have, for Chicago, we've got Cochran, Lawrence, Piotrowski still in, along with Barry and Kana. Cookson will be shooting 2 right here on Avdilovic, Bergman, O'Brien, and one more still in the game for Pomona-Pitzer. The other one is Malarkey. Shot for Cookson is good, giving him 17, and the Sagehens the lead, 38-37. Second shot for Cookson, who's done a bunch of damage at the free throw line already, is good, and we are 39-37. Pomona-Pitzer in front. Lawrence gets the inbound from Piotrowski, playing with 3 fouls. Lawrence tosses it left side. It goes over to Barry. Not Barry. Yes, Barry. Barry throws right side Kana. Kana looks for Cochran inside. He's hand fighting. Goes to Piotrowski instead. Behind his back, Lawrence, who fires a deep 3. Lawrence, and it's too short. Rebound fought for and grabbed by Cochran. Reverse layup. Good. He just out-muscled Joe Cookson for 2 more. 39-39. Malarkey drives right side, and Malarkey gets Lawrence out of position, and now Bergman is going to fake a 3 and step inside. Bergman kicks it out to O'Brien. Driving inside O'Brien. Floater, no good. Tip is good, and that one was Ty Bergman who got the tip. 8 points for him. Other direction, Philip Lawrence. Bounce pass right side goes Joe Barry, guarded by Avdilovic. Throws left side Lawrence into the paint. Lawrence against Malarkey. Turnaround jumper is no good. And Avdilovic collects the rebound for your Pomona-Pitzer. 5.5 gone. Second half. 41-39. Malarkey dribbles right side. Feeding inside Bergman. It's too wide of him. And the ball goes to you, Chicago. Noah Pitt enters. Jackson Piotrowski exits. Luke Smith replaces Cochran. Pitt will inbound to Lawrence to start the next possession. Lawrence walks it past the half-court line on the left wing. Lawrence now looks to feed it outside to Barry, and does. Barry kicks over to Kana. Kana into the paint. Kana steps back, fires to Pitt. Pitt launches a deep 3. Noah Pitt, no good. Rebound taken away by Diekman, and he feeds left side to Cookson. Back over to Diekman. Diekman inside. Diekman fighting through Lawrence. Hook shot, no. Rebound taken over by Luke Smith of U Chicago. Then feeds Lawrence on the right wing. Lawrence through, driving toward the basket. Now steps back and kicks out to Barry. Barry gives it up. Pitt on the other end. Kana. Pitt gives him a screen. Doesn't take it. Pitt gets the inside feed instead. And the ball's tipped into the air out of bounds by Ty Bergman. It'll stay with the Maroons with a 20-second shot clock. Kurowski in, Kana out. As Kana looks like he's favoring one of his legs. It's not good for him. Outlet pass goes Kurowski. And Kurowski bounce pass now over to Smith. Back to Lawrence. Philip Lawrence holding with 14 in the shot clock. Make that 8. Lawrence dribbling right side goes to Kurowski. 3 on the shot clock. Kurowski got to get rid of it. He launches a deep 3 and it's no good. Rebound snatched by Ty Bergman of Pomona-Pitzer. And driving down the other end is Cookson. Make that O'Brien. Now Bergman gets the inside feed, hands it behind his back. Cookson from the free throw line kicks it out. Here's a 3-ball put up by Avdilovic, and he misses it. Tip no good. And the rebound taken over by Luke Smith of U Chicago. Passes left side Philip Lawrence. Lawrence feeds right Kurowski. Fakes a 3, now throws it into the right wing where Barry has it. And it goes back to Kurowski, back to Barry. Barry now dribbles to center circle. Joe Barry feeds back to Kurowski. Fakes a drive and now steps back. Getting a screen from Smith. Kurowski feeds top of the key. Noah Pitt. 12 on the shot clock. Lawrence steps back. Launches a deep 3. Lawrence buries it. Philip Lawrence. With his first 3 of the night, it's a big one. Maroons have the lead again. 42-41. 12.5 to go in the game. Other end, Cookson walks it up court and throws left side to O'Brien. He feeds inside Bergman, and Bergman still holding against Smith. Wants to back him down. Bergman getting toward the basket. Bergman kicks it out now, where the ball's held by Cookson, and Cookson is pushed out of there. Feeds all the way to Avdilovic, but it's off his hands and out of bounds onto the Pomona-Pitzer bench, and the ball goes to you, Chicago. As Bergman takes a seat, Boyle in, and Cookson is out. Lind is in. Lind, no points today. Inbound pass goes to Lawrence, who's manning point. Philip Lawrence. Maroons by a point and the ball. Other end, it goes to Joe Barry. Barry walks to center circle, now passes left Karowski. Karowski wants to drive inside and is fouled on the inbound by Owen Avdilovich. That is his third. And we'll get a media timeout with 11:59 to go. Yes, we will. Took a while for them to disperse, but under 12 timeout, Maroons by a point, 42-41. This is Chicago basketball on Graham Sportscasting Channel. Nine different Maroons have scored points today, led by Kanala with 8, Piotrowski with 8, and Smith with 6. The big guys you want to get going are two top scorers, Thomas Karowski, Joe Barry. On the season, they combined for 28.5 a game. Today, they have just 6. They've had their fair number of chances, just haven't been able to knock them down. Sam Lind, Pete Boyle, Avdilovich, Samir O'Brien, and one more as Lawrence inbounds, and it goes to Karowski with a new shot clock. Throwing left side, Barry. Barry launches a deep three. Barry misses it. Rebound tipped around and eventually taken by Avdilovich. And it's O'Brien. Make that Diekman racing the other way. Diekman hands it behind his. No, he doesn't. He keeps it. Now goes right side, O'Brien. O'Brien inside on Karowski. Kicks it out, Boyle. And a mad scramble by Pitt to get to him. Boyle hands it behind his back. Now an inside run for Lind, who puts it up with a layup and no good. Rebound taken away by Luke Smith of Chicago. He passes to Lawrence on the right end. Lawrence passes back to Smith. Smith fakes a three, gets past his man. Smith feeds inside Pitt. Pitt through contact, he's fouled. The shot does not go in, unfortunately. And Owen Avdilovich is called for his fourth foul. So with 11:24 to go in the game, he will have to almost certainly exit. That may mean getting Cookson back in from his rest day, though. Noah Pitt first shot is no good off the right flange. And Avdilovich does indeed exit, replaced by Ty Bergman. And Pitt's second shot as Martinelli enters the game for Chicago. Pitt's second shot is no good off the right flange again. Rebound goes to Boyle, so Pitt comes up empty at the line. Right side, Boyle launches a deep three and misses it. Rebound taken away by Martinelli of Chicago. Barry gets it on the right end. Barry throws left side, Luke Smith. Smith goes to Martinelli. Martinelli is isolated and feeds Pitt at the top of the key. And now Pitt feeds inside Smith. Luke Smith, what's he going to do? Goes inside Smith. Kick out Barry. Corner three, Joe Barry. Got it! 5 for Joe Barry. And that's the shot he's been looking for all night. Maroons by 4, 45-41. Boyle gets it on the other end. Hands it behind his back. And it's Diekman. Sure going to make some space. Diekman feeds inside. Boyle. Near the basket. Boyle spins around over Kana. High off the backboard. No good. Rebound taken. Pitt of Chicago. Feeds the other way. Joe Barry. And Barry holding. And now throws left Kana right back to Barry. Against a man-to-man defense. Joe Barry feeds it Pitt right side. Pitt looking inside for Martinelli. Now instead it goes left side, and it goes to Smith. Over to Kana. Kana from 20 feet. Kana, no good. Rebound taken by Boyle of Pomona-Pitzer. About 10 to play. Other end, Sam Lind walks it up. And Lind drives right side. Sam Lind still holding. Lind against Pitt. Pitt throws left side, Diekman. And Diekman drives inside and kicks it out. Now it goes to O'Brien. He puts up a floater, and it's too short. Smith collects the rebound for Chicago and gets out of the trap. Other end, it's Joe Barry racing it down court, spinning past a man. Joe Barry kicks it over Smith. Now Kana for a wide open three. No good. High off the backboard. Rebound claimed by Pitt of Chicago. He puts it back up in. No foul called. And eventually Diekman gets the rebound for Pomona-Pitzer. Thought for sure they were going to get a foul there, but they say it's all ball. Boyle with the ball. 9.5 to play. Maroons by 4. Pete Boyle throws left. Still clutching. And now it's O'Brien. Now Bergman. And Bergman looks for an inside feed. Kicks back over O'Brien. O'Brien looking for an inside feed himself. And he goes to Bergman. Hook shot Bergman. Got it over Smith. Ty Bergman with double figures. He's got 10. 45-43. Only 4 different players have scored tonight for Pomona-Pitzer. 9 to play. Maroons by 2 in the ball. Kana gets the feed from Barry on the left wing. And now dribbles to center circle. It's Martinelli. He throws left side Kana. Kana back to Martinelli. Martinelli steps back, launches a deep 3, and buries it. Dom Martinelli. Giving him 7. Maroons up by 5. And now Ty Bergman's having to tie his shoe. That's why they call him Ty. Other end is O'Brien. Gets a screen from Bergman and now steps to the right against Noah Pitt. O'Brien fighting toward the basket. O'Brien spins around, blocked by Pitt, and he gets his own rebound. Noah Pitt on the fast break into the paint. Pitt, and he is bumped into and fouled by Lind. Do they count the bucket? Pitt did put it in. We'll see if they count it. It was Sam Lind on the foul. I think it's going to be a floor foul. So a floor foul against Lind. 4th of the half on Pomona-Pitzer with 8:22 to go. All right, 48-43. Pitt does not collect his points. Barry, the inbounder, launches up top to Kurowski. Kurowski now throws right side Martinelli, fakes a 3, gives it to Cochran, back out to Kurowski, launches a deep 3, and it's no good. Rebound tapped around, out of bounds, off of Cookson, and the Maroons will keep it with a new shot clock. Barry with the inbounder. Joe Barry. As the ref's delaying it some, and Barry finally takes the ball. And now just flings it out to Cochran. Cochran, looking for an outlet, goes to Martinelli. Martinelli feeds inside Luke Smith. Guarded by Bergman. Smith wants to back him down. Luke Smith kick out instead, and it's off the hands of Malarkey as he hit it into the ref, who caught it. Nice agile play by him. And the Maroons will keep with 11 on the shot clock. 48-43, 8 minutes to play in the second half. Barry gets the inbound. Barry gets a screen from Smith. Barry drives inside. Joe Barry, hook shot, got it! Joe Barry just muscled his way to the basket. And he's got 7, 50-43, Maroons by 7. Malarkey takes it up the other end and wants to feed inside, but still holds, and now passes right side to Cookson. Cookson, into the paint, Cookson. Over Smith, Cookson, layup, got it. Joe Cookson has the answer, and he's got 20 points. 50-45, Maroons in front. 7.5 to play in the game. Barry walks it up right side, throws it up to Martinelli, and now goes back to Barry. Barry fakes a 3 as Malarkey struggling to keep up. Joe Barry muscles his way in, and it's tapped out of bounds by Cookson. It'll stay with you, Chicago. 14 on the shot clock, and now we've gotten to our under 8 media timeout. 50-45, Maroons leading here in Claremont. Let's see if they can close this one out and claim their 4th straight win when we come back on Graham Sportscasting Channel. Still only 4 players have scored for the Sagehens. Cookson 20, Bergman 10, Diekman 10, Boyle 5. That makes up all their 45 points. In contrast, 9 different Maroons have scored and 6 have gotten to at least 5. Smith, Barry, Kana, Cochran, Martinelli, Piotrowski. On the floor for the Maroons is Barry, Kurowski, Piotrowski, Martinelli, and Cochran. And Barry will inbound it here, looking for an outlet, and goes up top. It's tipped into the hands of Bergman, and you can credit that steal to Diekman for Pomona-Pitzer. Bergman now goes left side, Diekman. Diekman throws top of the key, Cookson. Cookson can score from anywhere. Cookson driving right, now feeds on the other end, Diekman. He drives inside. Diekman with a two-handed dunk. Matthew Diekman with 12, and it's a 3-point game, 50-47. Barry walked it up the other way, gives it left side, Martinelli. Dom Martinelli holding and throws left side, Kurowski. He puts up a corner 3, Kurowski, and it is too short. Cochran collects the rebound and puts it back up with the layup, and it's no good. Rebound collected by Martinelli, but he's trapped. And does he get it? He does get it off of Bergman's foot. Nice play there by Dom Martinelli with 12 on the shot clock. So a possession saved by number 32. And Barry will inbound with 12 on the shot clock. Avdilovic enters with 4 fouls, replacing Boyle. Kana enters, replacing Martinelli. Barry throws it up top. Piotrowski fakes a 3. Now throws right side. Kana. 8 on the shot. No, a new shot clock. 12 on the shot clock. Piotrowski throws left side. Kurowski. Kurowski dribbles back and throws it over to Kana and tries to feed it right side. And then Barry kicks it and saves it. And then Kana fires a deep 3 and misses it. Too strong. Rebound fought for and taken by Bergman in a apparent tie-up. 6:17 to go. 50-47, Maroons leading. And Sagehens with the ball. Malarkey gets the inbound from Bergman. Malarkey hands it behind his back to Cookson. Cookson feeds inside Bergman. Bergman back behind his back to Cookson. Cookson fakes a 3, fakes another 3, and now Kurowski gets back in proper position. Feeds inside. Cookson has to take back the poke, and Cookson driving inside. Cookson isolated, kick out. Bergman fakes a 3 himself, now drives inside. Bergman spin around 10-footer. Bergman no good, and a foul is going to be called as it looks like Matthew Diekman was just flailing, and they'll call Amon Kana for the foul, his second. 5:49 to go, second half. Maroons 50, Sagehens 47. Up top inbound goes to Bergman. Bergman feeds right side back to Cookson. And Cookson is harassed into a double team. Cookson's got to find an outlet. He can't, and the ball goes to U Chicago as Cookson lost it out of bounds. As a really heads-up play there by both Kurowski and Cochran to double team him. They're going to get a foul. I'm sorry about all that. Cochran collects the foul before Cookson can lose it out of bounds, and it's a new shot clock for Pomona-Pitzer with 5:43 to go. Diekman inbounds, it goes to Malarkey. Malarkey with another chance here after the second foul of the possession. Diekman throws right side, make that Bergman, and Bergman still holding. Bergman looks for a feed and goes to Avdilovic. Avdilovic still holding against Piotrowski. Now he gives it up, and it goes to Malarkey. Malarkey gives it up. Bergman with a 3 as the shot clock expiring, and it's no good as they're going to get a violation regardless. 5:20 to play in the second half. 50-47, Maroons are still in front, but need some more points. Barry inbounds to Piotrowski, who gives it back to him. Guarded by Malarkey. Barry crosses the half-court line, and now gets a screen from Kurowski. Barry goes right side. Barry into the paint. Barry wants to muscle his way, kicks it all the way over. Kana kicks out Kurowski, fires it open 3. Kurowski got it! 7 for Kurowski. And he's the 7th Maroon with 5 points. 53-47 the score. Other end, Malarkey. Malarkey throws right side to Avdilovic, who fronts to feed inside Bergman, who gets an easy layup under the basket for Ty Bergman. He's got 12. 53-49 the score. Maroons leading 4:38 to play as heading to the scorer's table to check in is Lind. The ball goes left side to Kana on the feed from Barry. Cannot dribble center circle and now passes it right side Cochran. Daniel Cochran. Cochran throws center circle. Piotrowski fakes a three. Now Piotrowski gives it back to Kurowski. Back shot goes to Kana. Kana back to Piotrowski. Piotrowski with the inside drive loses the ball and it's taken away by Bergman of Pomona-Pitzer. Cookson gets the feed. Isolated. Spinning to the basket. Cookson reverse layup. Good. 22 for Joe Cookson. 2-point game. 53-51 with 4 minutes to play in the second half. And Joe Barry walks it the other way. Maroons need some more points here. Kurowski calling for the ball on the left side and instead gives him a screen and now gets the ball at the top of the key. Kurowski throws right side Kana. Kana looks at Cochran, now gives out to Piotrowski, passes left side. Barry almost has it stolen. Barry with the inside drive. Barry, layup, no good. Cochran gets the rebound, puts it back up and misses the shot. And the rebound hits back to Cochran. Cochran wants to get it again. The layup with one hand, and he got it this time. Daniel Cochran. Just took all that effort. Cochran with 7. 55-51 Maroons in front. Cookson gets the ball on the right wing. 3:23 to play. Bergman gets the ball, gives it back to Cookson on a behind-the-back pass. Cookson trying to get a screen and now feeds left side. Diekman into the paint and has it and gets it through contact from Piotrowski. No foul, but Diekman pushed the shot up and makes it with 14 now. Brings it back to a 2-point game. 3 minutes to go. 55-53 Maroons. And Kurowski gets the bounce pass on the right side. Goes left side Cochran over to Barry. Barry inside feed. Piotrowski under the basket, fighting through contact. One hand has it blocked and no foul called as he went to the ground. Bergman, but then it's taken right back by Joe Barry. And Barry has a one-handed layup that he makes. Barry gets the steal back, and he's got 9 points. 57-53. 2.5 to play in the game. Joe Cookson holding. Passes top of the key. Malarkey gives it back to him behind his back for a favorable switch. Cookson has it blocked by Piotrowski, and it's taken away by Kurowski of U Chicago. Fast break, drive toward the basket, and it's lost out of bounds, but it was last touched by Ty Bergman, and the Maroons will have it. We'll take our game's final timeout. 2:21 to go. Maroons 57, Sagehens 53. This is U Chicago Basketball on Graham Sportscasting Channel. We now have 6 different Maroons with at least 7 points. Barry with 9, Kana with 8, Piotrowski with 8, Kurowski with 7, Cochran with 7, Martinelli with 7, Smith with 6. So a very balanced attack compared to what Pomona-Pitzer's throwing out. Cookson 22, Diekman 14, Bergman 12, and Boyle 5, and that represents all 53 of their points tonight. Samir O'Brien had 9.9 a game heading into this one. He is off the board today. So is Lind 5.1 and Malarkey 8.5. All the action has gone to those 4 guys. Now the Maroons look to close this one out. They're up 4, have ball, 2:21 to go. On the court, Luke Smith, Joe Barry, Amon Kana, Daniel Cochran, Thomas Kurowski. For Pomona-Pitzer, we got Pete Boyle, Ty Bergman, Sam Lind, Joe Cookman, and Peyton Malarkey. Cookson. I keep getting his name wrong. Up top, inbounds pass goes to Luke Smith. 2:18 to play. Right side feed goes to Kana. And Kana fakes a 3 and now launches it left side to Barry. Into the paint, Smith kicks over Kana. Kurowski fakes a corner 3 and now puts up an actual corner 3 and misses it, but he traveled before he could get the shot off anyway. And the ball goes to Pomona-Pitzer. 2:07 to play. Lawrence enters, Kana exits for U Chicago. Leading by 4, having to play some good defense here. Cookson gets the inbound. 2 minutes to play here in Claremont. And the pass goes right side, hands behind his back to Cookson. They get that switch off that they love so much. Cookson double teamed. Cookson feeds right side, Lind. Sam Lind hands it behind his back, and now it goes back to Lind. Feeds on the other end. Now a 3 will put up by Boyle, and he buries it. Pete Boyle with 8, And it's a 1-point game, 57-56. A minute 38 left in the second half. Lawrence takes it past center circle, and bounce pass goes to Kurowski. Kurowski now gives it up to Lawrence. A minute 25 to go. 11 on the shot clock. Cochran gets the ball. Top of the key. Passes left side. Kana. Make that Barry. Barry launches the deep three. Joe Barry. Too short. Malarkey collects the rebound from Pomona-Pitzer. A minute 15 left. Sagehens down by a point with ball. Malarkey holding and now passes it up to Cookson, the guy they want in the situation, guarded by Kurowski. Cookson holds, throws right side. Boyle hands it right behind his back to Cookson. Cookson against Smith. Cookson tests the paint. Cookson now kicks out Malarkey. Malarkey over to Boyle. Boyle against Cochran. Boyle inside kick out. Malarkey puts up a flailing layup. It's no good. And Pomona-Pitzer bench really wanted a foul. They won't get one. And Cochran collects the rebound for Chicago. Lawrence on the other end. 38 seconds left. Lawrence, bounce pass goes right side to Barry. Barry holding. Barry passes Kurowski. 30 seconds left. 10 on the shot clock. Kurowski passes top of the key. Smith, and a timeout's called by Chicago. 25 seconds left. Maroons have a 9-second shot clock out of this timeout. 4 fouls apiece, so each team will need to give one before free throws can happen. 25.2 on the second half clock. Pomona-Pitzer, no rest at all. They played yesterday. Maroons 2 weeks of rest. They last played on the 4th of December, 13 days ago. So you can argue which is more of a disadvantage, having that long layoff or just playing. Maroons have been in California for the last few days. They will play Caltech on Thursday to wrap up this 2-game road stint. And then I think they'll go on another layoff, though I don't have the schedule handy. Then they'll go on another layoff, and they'll next play on January 4th. So they'll be playing 2 games in a month, pretty much. And this is game number 1. Would love to come away with a win. Go to 7-2. Show your guts. For the Maroons, Luke Smith, Joe Barry, Cochran, Kurowski, and Kana. For Pomona-Pitzer, Lind, Bergman, Malarkey, Cookson, Avdilovic. Inbounds pass goes into the backcourt, and it's Barry. Barry, behind a screen from Cochran. Barry steps into the paint from 20 feet. No good. Rebound tipped into the hands of... It's out of bounds off of Kana. And the Chicago bench does not like that. 14.8 to go. Bergman will inbound. Maroons have a foul to give, and a timeout's going to be called by Chicago. 14.8 to go. As now you got to figure out what to do on defense. Guys have been getting all the attention. Cookson, Diekman, Bergman, Boyle have hit all the points. Will it be them? Will it be somebody else? As Noah Pitt checks into the scorer's table, looks like he'll be coming in for this possession. Maroons can give their foul if it's a ground foul, and you don't risk giving them 2 shots. 14.8 seconds to decide the winner of this game. We go to overtime. Piotrowski and Avdilovic are the only real guys in foul trouble for either team. Avdilovic has 4. Piotrowski has 3. Avdilovic has no points, but is one of their better defensive assets, which is why they love having him in. Only 2.3 a game this year for him, though. Cookson's played just above his average, 21.5. He has 22. Diekman was averaging 3.8, and now he's got 14. Bergman's just above, and Boyle's just below for Pomona-Pitzer. For Chicago, we have Cochran, Kana, Kurowski, Pitt, and Barry. to play some defense. And now we're going to sit back down on the bench. I don't know what we're doing here. We're going to huddle back up, and a new timeout called by Pomona-Pitzer. So 1 timeout left for the Maroons, 2 left for Pomona-Pitzer, as they call back-to-back timeouts after seeing who Chicago was going to send in. So Maroons huddled up again. I don't expect the lineup to change all that much. Maybe for Pomona-Pitzer, though, that will change. Let's see. Huddle is about to be broken with a nice clearing, and we got Barry, Kenna, Kurowski, Pitt, and Cochran. Same 5 we just saw. For Pomona-Pitzer, we have Malarkey, Boyle, Lind, and I would guess Cookson and Bergman on the other end that we can't see. Some slight pressure from Chicago as a backcourt inbound goes to Malarkey. Here we go. 12 seconds left. Malarkey dribbling against Barry. Peyton Malarkey feeds left side Cookson. Cookson fighting Kurowski. Dribbles inside Cookson. He puts up a floater, and before that happens, Kurowski fouls him. With 5.5 seconds to go, and that was the 5th team foul on Chicago. Cookson had an easy lay into the basket if Kurowski did not do that, so it's smart. But now they get the inbound in the front court. 5.5 to go, and a timeout taken by Pomona-Pitzer once again to draw up one last play to try and win this game. Not a lot of time here for Chicago to work with if they give up points in this possession. If you do want to foul a guy and send them to the line, I think you would want Ty Bergman to head to the line. He shoots 53% from the charity stripe. So if you do need to foul, he's probably the guy you'd want to foul to try to avoid getting buzzer beaten. But at the same time, the ball might just not go to him. For Chicago, Kenna, Kurowski, Barry, Pitt, and Cochran. Pomona-Pitzer is not breaking the huddle yet. Now they do. Avdilovich, Lind, Cookson, Diekman, and Bergman. 5.5 seconds. Avdilovich to inbound. Pitt is guarding him. Avdilovich looking, finds a man wide open, and it's laid in by Diekman. 4.3 to go. Kurowski races up. Other end, fires from the corner. Kurowski with the lay-in, and the Maroons win the game. Thomas Kurowski drove to the basket, and just as the shot clock was expiring, he lays it in, and the Maroons win on the buzzer beater. The senior from Niles, Michigan, comes up huge, and the Maroons take it 59-58. As Matthew Diekman almost scored too fast, Kurowski got it back just in time, and the Maroons win by 1. No double-digit scores for the Maroons. Barry and Kurowski with 9 each, Kenna with 8, Piotrowski with 8, Cochran with 7, Martinelli with 7. Pomona-Pitzer, Joe Cookson 22, Matt Diekman 16, Ty Bergman 12, and Pete Boyle 8. As the buzzer-beating layup by Thomas Kurowski gives the Chicago Maroons their 7th win of the season and their 4th straight. This has been Chicago Basketball on Graham Sportscasting Channel. Thank you for watching.